Grazie per le parole che ci avete rivolto, grazie a tutti quanti voi per...
Thank you for those kind words, and thank you everyone for being here. Good afternoon and welcome to Italy from all of us. It's an honor for us, Italian Reformists and Conservatives, to be here within our family. We've been in the ECR for a short period of time now, and we're very glad that we have you here for this significant event in Rome. Now, we want this to be both a political and a cultural event. We're talking not just about managing government, we also need a strong sense of our cultural values. That's something that we will be stressing as part of our commitment. We're particularly glad that you've chosen Italy for the autumn university this time, since we feel that this choice can encourage us in our work and our commitment for Italy that we are pressing ahead with. For a few months now, we've made up a delegation of 2 MEPs from Italy. I'd like to welcome my colleague here. We have members of both houses of the Italian Parliament. I'd like to welcome Mr. Bonfisco, who heads our group there. And we have 11 members of the Chamber of Deputies. And a number of friends and administrators here from various parts of our country who are working hard to win people over to our political project. We have some of them here, and I'd like to extend special thanks to them. Clearly, over the following days, we have a very significant event going on here for various reasons. The wider picture across Europe is characterized by the fact that there are 3 major issues open which have already been touched on. First of all, the terrorist threat. Undoubtedly, that's something we need to commit ourselves to fighting very forcefully. But it's also a problem that has been underplayed in the past. Undoubtedly, the time has come to take decisive steps. Another major issue, which, as I'm sure you will realize, is felt much more strongly in Italy than elsewhere in Europe, is immigration and its consequences. There's a clear idea here that we need to adopt a position which, while respecting human rights, will at the same time ensure that we don't just accept unbounded immigration such as we've seen at this stage. With that in mind, I think it's important to have an opportunity to compare ideas. Now, this is the major topic for debate at our autumn university. This is also the first time we will have been convening a meeting following the Brexit referendum. So we'll have a great opportunity here to see whether within our ranks, but also in our dealings with the wider world, we can elucidate some proposals, particularly with an eye to recent events, recent elections in the past few days that show that there is a sea change underway. So that will have a bearing on our policy platform and our campaigning. Now, to share some thoughts with you from our angle, I'm one of those MEPs who called forcefully for a fresh course to be set the President of the European Commission, in his statements prior to the referendum, I think, did not play the proper role he should have in the light of what was at stake. Now, then on EPOL and the sanctions attached to that, his approach, as far as we're concerned, is completely inappropriate. These are issues we want to move forward on and get our position across. I think we need a strategy to change the status quo in Europe. There has to be profound change in the European institutions from inside, be it Brussels or Strasbourg. And above all, we need to generate lively discussion regarding the majority position of a state-driven approach, which has led to a deterioration of events in Europe. Following the outcome of the referendum in the UK, I think there's a stronger need than ever to strengthen our links and our political position in such a way as to encourage coordinated political effort from our swathe of the European political spectrum. As far as we're concerned, it's not surprising we're saying this in Italy, we also need to open up the idea mentioned in the document of the 5 presidents of a single European finance minister. As we see it, that would choke off any prospect of a continent which, because of very mistaken economic and financial policies, is already in a powerless state. A range of other issues have been touched on, which we will address during the course of these 3 days. I'm sincerely delighted to have this opportunity to host you here in Italy. We welcome you to this very significant event, and I do trust that it will provide an opportunity not just to sharpen our media profile, but also should allow us to make a contribution to strengthening our political endeavours here in Italy. So thank you, each and every one of you. I feel certain that we will have an interesting debate over the next few days, but I'm just as convinced that Rome and Italy will not disappoint you in terms of the prospects it offers you spending 3 wonderful days in this city. Yesterday I was really rather worried because there was a huge shower, but let's trust that the sun will stay with us over the next 3 days so we can grasp this great opportunity, enhancing our presence and our contribution within the group and the great family of European conservatives and reformists. Thank you.